it's Megan. Welcome back here to Wolterman Homestead and welcome back to the kitchen. So this evening I'm going to be fixing dinner and figured, hey, I'll bring you along with me. So tonight we're going to be fixing some chicken wings. Now the chicken wings that I have in this bag are from our friends over at the Schoentrup farms. I will leave information about their YouTube channel and kind of about their business down in the description below so you guys can go check them out. So we've got their chicken wings, so I'm going to do some baked chicken wings in the oven, and then we're going to do baked potatoes in the air fryer. In the last cooking video that I did french fries, and just as much as I want to do french fries again, we're going to go with baked potatoes. And then I'm going to cook some carrots on the side. So I've already gone ahead and preheated the oven to 425 for the baked chicken. I'm going to go ahead and get the potatoes in the air fryer and then start chopping up some chicken. Doing baked potatoes in the air fryer is so easy, and it leaves them with like a crispy skin, and it's really good. So I've already gone ahead and washed my potatoes. I'm going to put some holes in them. Anytime you bake potatoes or put them in the microwave, anything like that, you always want to make sure you've got holes so that they can vent and kind of relieve some of the pressure as they cook. Now that we're done poking holes, we're going to take some olive oil and just coat them all in some olive oil, and then we're going to break out the salt and give them a good coat in some salt. So for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and just set them in here. I'm not going to turn it on just yet though. For the fun part, we got to break apart this little chicken wing. So this part here doesn't have much meat on it, so we're going to cut it off, and I'm going to put it in this bowl and save it for bone broth. But we're just wanting these two pieces on this little chicken wing. So in a chicken's arm, you have a bone that meets here, and there's a little joint. And then it's going to run here, and then there's a joint as well. So with a sharp knife, you're just wanting to cut into that joint. And it just pops right off. Same thing with this one. Kind of hold it open. You want to make sure you're using a really sharp knife for this. And these are the two pieces that you're looking for. We're going to set these aside with every single wing that we do. Be very careful when you do this. That way you don't injure yourself or harm yourself. If you've never broke down a whole chicken before, I do have a video on our channel that I can leave linked so you guys can learn how to do that if you've never done it before. It's not as hard or intimidating as one would think. So I just want to come in here and just kind of pat some of this chicken dry a little bit. So this recipe I actually learned from my sister-in-law on New Year's Eve. We went over to the in-laws for New Year's, and she found this recipe and wanted to try it. And she was funny. She wasn't sure about cutting up chicken. She'd like not done it before, and I laughed and I said, well, I've got some experience from all the meat birds we did this year. And so I jumped in and helped her break down the birds or the wings. I helped her break down the wings, and oh my gosh, it was so good. She made 2 batches of them. One batch she made covered in barbecue sauce, and then the other batch she made like the one that we are fixing this evening, and it was so good. So to make your breading for your chicken, I just have some salt and pepper in here. I'm going to add a little bit of paprika, a little bit of garlic powder, and some baking powder. As weird as the baking powder sounds, it is good. So I'm just going to put, I don't know, 2 tablespoons maybe? I did more. Probably a tablespoon of garlic powder. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of the baking powder. And mix it up. I'm going to add a little bit more paprika. So now we're just going to take this little powdered mixture we just made and dump it right on top and give it a good mix. If you don't want to touch it with your hands, you could totally use some tongs. Now we're just going to take our chicken and just lay it out on this sheet here. Now we're going to take these and pop them into our 425-degree oven, anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how thick your little chicken wings are. We're also definitely going to keep an eye on them and flip them every 20 minutes if they need to be flipped. So I'm going to start out by setting the timer on 20 minutes and see what it looks like by then. So it is getting ready to beep for being 20 minutes. I'm going to take them out and give them a toss, and then pop them back in and turn on the air fryer. If you guys can smell what these smell like, they smell so good. So good. Okay, well. So these are going to go back in for another 20 minutes. Now let's turn on these baked potatoes. My air fryer is a Power XL. It is a digital screen, so once I hit the button, I'm just going to hit power. I'm going to hit French fries. It'll automatically go to 400, but I'm going to add a couple extra minutes. I'm going to do 20 minutes, see what it looks like, and I might end up adding an additional 5 minutes. So my chicken's been in here 40 minutes. I'm going to pull it out and check the internal temperature. They smell incredible. I'll pick a fatter one. So your meat, you want to make sure that it is at least 165 degrees internally. And this one is good, and that's probably one of the fattest ones. Here is a close-up on those little chicken wings. Don't they look good? So in this little pot here, I had said I was going to fix some carrots. I just threw a can of carrots in, and I always toss in about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and just bring it to a good boil for a few minutes, and it doesn't take long, and they are just perfect. They always taste really good. So dinner is done and it smells incredible. If you try this recipe, please drop a comment down below and let us know. And also be sure to go check out Schoentrup Farms. And if you like what you see over there, hit that big red subscribe button for them. Thanks for joining us here today at the Wolterman Homestead. As always, take care and God bless.